Obviously, the back-to-back hospital admissions are incredibly frustrating. Hey y'all, so the past week and a half has been quite the adventure. Unfortunately, not really in a good way. And I know I said I was taking a break from vlogging. I still am, but today I was feeling better and I wanted to make a video to update y'all. I don't know if this means I'll upload again tomorrow. I'm just gonna wait and see how I feel, but since I am feeling more like myself today and I wanted to do it, I'm making an update. So unfortunately, as you can see, I am back in the hospital. I was hospitalized for 5 days last week due to a mast cell flare, and Sunday I was discharged, feeling better. And we were having some issues with my feeding tube. I don't know if y'all remember, but I mentioned it had like exploded. There was a lot of discharge coming from it, and sometimes the formula had been like pushed out of the stoma and completely saturated my tubie pads. It was being weird. So before I got discharged, my surgeon came to look at my tube. She thought I was very constipated and backed up, which was causing pressure and causing those issues. So when I went home, I did a clean out and that seemed to have fixed the problem. But by Monday night, I was having issues again. So Tuesday morning, I saw my surgeon in the office and the tube looked worse. There was a lot of redness and irritation around it. It was swollen, tender, it was draining a lot of unpleasant stuff. And she said it was either infected or misplaced. So she ordered outpatient imaging for me to do Wednesday, the very next day. But Tuesday night, things got so bad. The pain was unbearable. The drainage was absolutely like nonstop. And things just got worse. So we went to the emergency room again. Unfortunately, I had a feeding tube infection and they had to admit me for IV antibiotics to get it under control. Also just to treat my symptoms, like the pain was very bad. And I've been on the IV antibiotics a little over 24 hours now, and it's already helping. Like my abdomen is not as distended, it's not as swollen near the tube, it's not as tender and painful. So I'm really thankful things are moving in the right direction. I have not been able to use my feeding tube though, because if there's an infection there, they want to let it rest while it heals and gets help from the antibiotics. So that's been difficult, but a few days without feeds is not ideal. I'm feeling run down because obviously my caloric intake is very low, but it's not the end of the world. It's what I need to do right now to let my feeding tube heal, because at first my surgeon was even talking about the possibility we might have to pull the tube altogether if we couldn't get the infection under control. So I'm really glad things are working out. I did get to see my immunologist before being admitted again, and we're changing up my mast cell treatment. She just doesn't feel we have enough control of my mast cell disease, and she wants to improve my quality of life. So I'm going to be starting Xolair, which is an injection I get every 4 weeks, I believe, and it's been known to help with mast cell problems. So that's the next step for me, and hopefully I'll be starting that this month. I also asked her, why does she think I went into this recent flare with my mast cell, and she said it could have definitely been the travel, because that is extra stress on my body, and it's Dallas was like a new environment with new allergens my body had to combat, and since mast cells can degranulate at random, they're so sensitive, extra stress will cause issues too. But she said the infection with my feeding tube stoma could have been brewing and causing issues with my mast cells as well. So it's really good that we know about the infection now and we are treating it. So the plan right now is to continue my IV antibiotics, which seem to be doing their job. And then hopefully tomorrow I'll be given the okay to start my feeds again and hopefully be going home within the next few days. It's just been, my body has really not been cooperating and it's been very frustrating. I've been having many emotional moments, which is totally okay, and I am entitled to those when I need it, because all of this can definitely be frustrating, but I'm on the right track now, moving in the right direction, moving forward, and I'm relieved, and I can definitely feel myself being able to go home soon and doing better. So just wanted to update y'all. But again, I'm making this update. I don't know if that means I'll be back to uploading daily like I usually do. I just want to see how I feel and do what's best for me. This is the IV antibiotic we are running, and like I said, it's helping so far. No issues with it, which is awesome. Just keep moving forward to hopefully go home soon. And I can update y'all on the medical marijuana, kind of. You know, with all of this hecticness going on, I haven't really gotten a good chance to try it, but this is what I can tell y'all so far. March 15th, I went to a doctor who is registered with the Compassionate Use Board of Florida, which means he has done what he needs to do in order to prescribe medical marijuana, and he approved me. The longest part was waiting for the state to put me in their system as an approved medical marijuana user, and that took about a month, because in the mid to end of April is when I got put in the system. And I had to go online and do some stuff on my account, like upload proof of residency and pay the $75 processing fee and like do an electronic signature and things like that. And I did all of that March 15th, and it took them a month. Then I was able to go purchase products, and I'm personally not doing anything inhaled. I just don't think that would be good for my lungs because of my asthma and other issues. All of my products are oils that you absorb under your tongue. I just think that works best for me, and I got 3 different kinds. One is an oil high in CBD. The other 2 oils are high in THC, and the THC oils, one is an indica strain and one is a sativa strain. And one of those calms your body, one of those gives you energy. Again, I haven't really gotten to use these much because of all the hospital stuff going on though. But from the small amount of time I have been able to use it, I was shocked at how quickly and how much the medical marijuana has helped with my nausea and vomiting. It's crazy. It does not give me a psychotropic effect, and I think that's because I'm not using a lot of THC, which is what I prefer. I don't want that psychotropic effect, but my nausea and vomiting, so much better control. I was amazed. It's not helping with my pain, but people have told me I really need to give myself time to find the right ratios and figure out how it works best for my body. So I feel like I'm only going to improve from here. And I still can't eat a lot, but just having that nausea under control is just such a blessing, and I'm excited to see how I progress with it. And again, I'll give y'all more details and show you what I got when I'm out of the hospital back home and I've really gotten a chance to try it more. I don't know if y'all can hear that creaking noise, but that is my IV pump. It makes a lot of creaking as it infuses my IV antibiotics, because the IV antibiotics are infused very slowly, which for whatever reason causes the pump to creak. But anyways, I totally crashed today. I mean, that's what I've been doing with my stay here, just sleeping, because fighting this infection takes a lot of energy from my body, plus the medicines make me sleepy, and I'm not able to run my feeds while we're waiting for the infection in my tube to clear up. So it's been like 1 or 2 days without adequate nutrition, which makes me lethargic. So sleeping and resting is an appropriate response to all of that. Thankfully, we don't have to do any supplemental forms of nutrition or like other forms like TPN, which is where I receive nutrition intravenously, because it's only, like I said earlier, it's only a few days without my feeds. It's not ideal, but it's not going to be detrimental, and hopefully, if all goes well, I should be able to start my feeds tomorrow, and really hope that maybe I can even go home tomorrow, but we'll see. Thankfully, my stoma is looking better. I mean, it's still a little swollen, a little red, draining things that shouldn't be draining, but making improvements, going in the right direction. I didn't really have any visitors today because Jed had to work and my mom had to work. My mom did stop by a little bit when she was done with work today, and if Jed has time, he'll see me later tonight on his break. I do really miss Harlow though. She's not with me right now because I obviously can't take care of her while I'm in the hospital, but my family brings her to see me when they're able to. I just really hope I get to go home soon so I can be with my pooch and my family in my own bed. Obviously, the back-to-back hospital admissions are incredibly frustrating. To be honest with y'all, had a breakdown when I got admitted again. I was just so overwhelmed and frustrated, and I am totally validated in having moments like that when I need to. I just needed to let it all out, and I did, and I processed those emotions, and I'm working through it. We've got a good treatment plan, and just gotta keep moving forward. And I want to thank y'all for the continuous support. And with that, I will say good night, and thanks for joining us on our